Emily's heart raced as the ancient house of Raven Hill trembled and shook. The very foundation of the mansion seemed to groan in agony, its walls cracking and splintering as the portal to the underworld sealed shut. Dust and debris rained down around her, the air thick with the choking scent of decay and fear. With each passing second, the structure grew more unstable, threatening to collapse and entomb her within its cursed walls. Emily's instincts screamed at her to flee. With adrenaline surging through her veins, she sprinted through the dark, narrow tunnels, her flashlight flickering as she dodged falling debris. The oppressive darkness seemed to close in on her, the spectral whispers of the tormented spirits echoing in her ears. She had to escape before the entire house came crashing down, burying her alive with its malevolent history. Emily's escape was a harrowing ordeal, fraught with peril at every turn. The malevolent spirits, now desperate and enraged, surged around her, their ghostly hands clawing at her, trying to drag her back into the depths. The air was thick with their anguished cries and vengeful wails, each step forward a battle against the unseen forces that sought to claim her soul. Driven by sheer willpower and an unyielding desire to survive, Emily pressed on, her every muscle aching with exhaustion and terror. The spirits grew more aggressive, their attacks more frantic, as if sensing that their grip on the physical world was slipping away. She could feel their icy touch, their relentless pull, as she fought to break free. Stumbling through the dark corridors, Emily found an old, crumbling map hidden behind a loose stone in the wall. The map showed a network of secret passages and a potential escape route, a hidden exit that led to the surface. But the path was fraught with dangers, filled with traps set by Mr. Hawthorne to prevent anyone from leaving. Summoning every ounce of her courage, Emily followed the map's directions, navigating the treacherous passageways with careful precision. She avoided tripwires and hidden pits, her senses heightened by the constant threat of the collapsing house. The air grew colder and more oppressive, the whispers of the dead louder and more desperate. As Emily reached the final stretch of the secret passage, she could see a faint glimmer of moonlight, filtering through the cracks in the walls. Her heart leaped with hope. Freedom was within reach. But just as she was about to step into the open air, a final apparition materialized before her, the ghost of the little girl she had seen on her first night in the house. The girl's spectral form was ethereal, her eyes filled with sorrow and longing. She pointed silently to a hidden alcove in the wall, her translucent hand trembling. Curiosity and a sense of duty compelled Emily to investigate. She found an old, ornate locket, its surface covered in dust and grime. With trembling hands, Emily opened the locket. Inside was a faded photograph of the Hawthorne family, their faces twisted in expressions of fear and despair. Beneath the photograph was a small piece of parchment, with a message written in delicate, spidery handwriting. "Forgive us." The realization hit Emily. Like a lightning bolt, the spirits of the Hawthorne family had been trapped and tormented by Mr. Hawthorne's dark magic, and her actions had finally freed them from their cursed existence. But as Emily's eyes scanned the message, she noticed another line of text, almost obscured by the wear of time. "Beware the collector's return." A chill ran down her spine as she understood the warning. The battle against the malevolent forces was far from over. The collector, a monstrous figure tied to the house's dark history, was still a looming threat. With the locket clutched tightly in her hand, Emily stepped into the open air, the weight of her discovery heavy on her mind. The moonlight bathed her in a cold, silvery glow as she emerged from the labyrinth of horrors. The house behind her continued to crumble, its walls collapsing in on themselves as the dark portal closed forever. Emily breathed in the cool night air, her heart still pounding with the fear and adrenaline of her escape. She had survived the horrors of Raven Hill House, but the warning in the locket echoed in her mind. The collector's return was imminent, and the fight against the darkness was far from over. As the first light of dawn began to break on the horizon, Emily knew that her journey was just beginning. The haunting of Raven Hill House had left its mark on her, And the battle against the malevolent forces was a story that had yet to reach its end.